When life calls for more, Mazda and with adventure, more great.
Welcome in, everybody, to the Booty Scoot Racing channel, live here on the TikTok platform. And then we'll be posted on over to the old good YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Madness Racing League track fact of the night. Getting ready to take on the Richmond Raceway around this 3/4 mile asphalt oval. Opened in 1946 right here in Richmond, Virginia. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll get you down on the broadcast. Getting ready to go racing here for the closeoutbats.com 150. Ladies and gentlemen, these guys are dialing in these Xfinity cards. This is the Madness Racing League Xfinity Series Playoffs, race number 2 of 3, live here from the Richmond International Raceway. We appreciate you guys tuning in here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We're moments away from the qualifying session. We'll show you the playoff bracket before we get ready to do the qualifying session here tonight. Nicholas Maynard wins the first playoff race and locks himself into the championship race at the Homestead Miami Speedway. A couple of weeks from now, Jerry Powers currently 23 points up on the first one in on points. Everett Larson, you have to scoot back there to the second one in on points. Up, 16 points? I believe that says 15, excuse me. James Fountain looks like he is not loaded into the field so far here tonight, so he'll miss tonight's event. 47 points scored for James Fountain. He's up 13, so a big day here for people like John Michael Bryant, Chase Johnson, Blake Hochschild, Sean Williams, Jonathan Smith, and Kevin Tankos to jump on that points gap right there tonight for the playoffs to try to get themselves locked into those final 4. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the final few couple races for the Season 2 schedule for the Xfinity Series as John Michael Bryant makes his way down there in the corner. 2 more weeks from now, we'll head on over the Auto Club Speedway, and we will cut down from our final 10 playoff drivers to the final 4. Ladies and gentlemen, we know one guy already going to the championship race. That's the 02 of Nicholas Maynard. Looks like Freddie the Flagman has thrown up the white flag here, telling these guys to go ahead and hop off the racetrack. We're getting ready to go qualifying here for the Home Run Cafe. The closeoutbats.com 150. That's going to get some used to talking to like that here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Who's going to be lucky contestant number 1? Looks like the number 59, Jim Fountain Racing, chartered entry, Chevy Camaro from Clemson, South Carolina. That's going to be Kyle, Big Country Kyle Fountain, working his way down the back straightaway here on the Xfinity Series, coming to his warm-up lap for the qualifying session. Big news this week for the number 59 of Kyle Fountain. He made the announcement with J Money Motorsports, John Michael Bryant's team, that they'll be merging after the conclusion of this season, ladies and gentlemen. So John Michael Bryant and Kyle Fountain coming up with a team here. So they will be switching on over to Toyotas here. It'll be Jim Fountain Boogie Racing down the bottom side of the racetrack. Kyle Fountain for the first lap here. He'll spin out and lock it down. We'll switch on over. You know how we'll do it. Here's the number 02 Grizzlies. Custom 02 Ford Mustang from Welford, South Carolina. Nicholas Maynard won his way into the championship race. He'll complete his first lap. He'll jump to the top of the board right there. So Nicholas Maynard picking up where he left off 2 weeks ago at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Number 1 fastest right now in qualifying off of turns 2. He's a little loose, but he's able to fly down the back straightaway, hold on to it. Here comes the kid of Nicholas Maynard down into turns 3 and 4 for the final time here in his qualifying session. The Grizzly Custom 02 Ford Mustang up off the corner. Where will he post? Still top of the board for Nicholas Maynard. The ticker over here screwed up on the left side here. Chase Johnson has to lock it down. The STI Johnson Chevy Camaro in the wall. Here comes the number 62, Dominic Solano from Wachcalla, Florida. Off the corner, he wrecks as well. So everybody's spinning around here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Kevin Tankos will post his lap. He's the second quickest right now currently as they run. Here's the number 23, Gorilla Mind Toyota Supra of John Michael Bryan. He'll collect the outside wall. They're not sure what lap John Michael Bryan is on here. Let's see if we can't bring up the ticker here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel here. Let it upload with John Michael Bryan. Comes off of turns 3 and 4. Able to get the gas down. Checker flag in the air for John Michael Bryant. He'll stay currently where he runs right now on the racetrack. Here comes the number 01 of Everett Larson. He's making his playoff chances here tonight, trying to make something shake here. He'll work the middle side of the racetrack through turns 3 and 4. Coming underneath the white flag, in his qualifying session, Everett Larson will jump up to the third fastest here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Back down here at the turns 1 and 2. Everett Larson trying to get back to the gas. He's able to jump up off the gas there, down the back straightaway for the final time tonight. Everett Larson down into turns 3 and 4. He'll sail up off the bottom side of the racetrack. This is the 14-year-old of Everett Larson. Playoff driver. Where will he post? He'll jump back up here to the 4th place spot. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the Red Bull number 81 Ford Mustang of Terry Hughes Jr. Checker flag in the air for Terry. Where will he post here? Looks like he's going to round out the 9th place spot here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, here comes the number 99 CloseoutBats.com. Number 99 Chevy Camaro from Park Ridge, New Jersey of Jerry Powers. So Jerry Powers, the second's got the race sponsor on his race car here tonight. See what he has something to do here. Multiple runner-up finishes for Jerry Powers, but he finally found victory lane on the Booty Scoot Racing channel this past Thursday night. Well, a week ago, on Thursday night for the Madness Racing League TNA Truck Series. Jerry Powers really able to roll the bottom side of the racetrack there, down the back straightaway off of turns 2. That guy's got his hands waving. He must be a Jerry Powers fan. Now Jerry Powers will sail the top side of the racetrack here. A little something different, trying to roll back down the hill here in that number 99 Chevy Camaro will come across the line. Where will he post? 6th fastest there for Jerry Powers. Jerry Powers trying to knock off currently Nicholas Maynard. Still sitting at the top of the board here with that 22.06 up off the corner. Jerry Powers comes for the final time here in qualifying. Jerry Powers has to jump down on the heart of the brake there real quick. What a beautiful sunset here at the Richmond Raceway. Jerry Powers up off turns 3 and 4 across the line. Where will he post? He'll take the pole there. Jerry Powers will take the pole from Nicholas Maynard here in the closing laps of his qualifying session. We'll switch back over here off turns 3 and 4. Checker flags in the air for Jonathan Smith. Where will he post here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel? Looks like Jonathan Smith will collect the outside wall right there, so the lap will not count for the number 13 Chevy Camaro of Jonathan Smith here. Back down the back straightaway here for the number 13 Premier Setup Machine. We'll see where he sails it on the top side of the racetrack. Back down the hill for the number 13 coming across the line. Where will he post? Hit checker flag for John Smith, who had to sit there in that 7th place spot. That's where it'll wind out for Jonathan Smith. Ladies and gentlemen, looks like that's going to do it here for the qualifying session here tonight for the Madness Racing League Xfinity Series playoff race number 2 of 3. Jerry Powers from Park Ridge, New Jersey will barely scrape over by 0.05 of a second over Nicholas Maynard, a 22 flat here on the Richmond Raceway. He'll start here on the pole from tonight's home run. Well, CloseoutBats.com 150. Excuse me, I don't know why I keep repeating myself when I keep saying that, ladies and gentlemen, while we wait on these guys to switch on over here, strap into these race cars. We ask you guys to rise and stand as you're able as we take on tonight's national anthem. getting ready to kick off playoff race number 2 here for the Madness Racing League Xfinity Series. Live here from the Richmond Raceway for the closeoutbets.com 150. Jerry Powers is on the pole. We'll be back in just a moment. Green flag's right around the corner. Ladies and gentlemen, here rounding up the qualifying session here, Jerry Powers is on the pole, getting ready for the drivers' introductions. Getting ready to show you the playoff stats before we get ready to grid up here tonight. These are what these guys are fighting for. A chance in that championship race. And the kid of Nicholas Maynard got the win 2 weeks ago at the Atlanta Motor Speedway in the draft. Was able to pull out the victory. Jerry Powers up here currently plus 23. Get ready to go into tonight's Richmond race 2, playoff race number 2 of the 3, with the cut race coming 2 weeks from now. Ladies and gentlemen, Everett Larson, James Fountain currently the 3 locked in on the open point spot, but Everett Larson is here tonight, so it's Jerry Powers, but James Fountain nowhere to be seen here tonight in Richmond. So John Michael Bryant, Chase Johnson, Blake Hochschild, Sean Williams, John Smith, and Kevin Tankos have a huge night tonight, getting ready to go racing here. These guys are starting to fill in the field. We're getting ready to kick off the the closeoutbets.com 150. It's going to take me a little bit of time to get used to saying that one here as these guys continue to fill in the field. You're watching the Booty Scoot Racing channel, and this is the Madness Racing League Xfinity Series season number 2. Make sure you head over onto the YouTube page located in the top right of your screen. You can find all of the full Season 1 races and all the Season 2 races, along with the TNA Truck Series, the Next Gen Cup Series, the Cup Series from Gen 6 from the first season. There's races all over this great damn platform here, and we're glad you've tuned in here for your Saturday night for the Madness Racing League Xfinity Series playoffs. And we'll kick off tonight's drivers' introductions. Driving the number 99 closeout bets, Chevy Camaro from Park Ridge, New Jersey. He's on the pole tonight. That's Jerry Powers. On the outside of him, advanced his way to the championship race 2 weeks ago, driving the number 02 Grizzly Customs Ford Mustang. That's the rock and roll racing Ford Mustang of Nicholas Maynard. Starting behind him, driving that number 23 Gorilla Line Toyota Supra. The playoff driver looking to wake his way into the point standings here tonight. Driving the number 23 from Greer, South Carolina. That's the Boogeyman, your mom's favorite driver, John Michael Bryant. Starting on the 4th place spot here tonight in the 2nd row, driving the number 5 STI Johnson, Chase Johnson Racing Chevy Camaro from Greer, South Carolina. The only one out of his team in the field here tonight, that's Chase Johnson. Starting in the 5th place spot here tonight, driving the Food City Stacking Pennies Podcast Ford Mustang. That's the number 01 playoff driver of Everett Larson. Starting behind him, driving the number 13 Premier Setups Engine 4 Chevy Camaro, the owner of the NapDaddyRacing.com website, that's Jonathan Smith. Starting behind him, the playoff driver, big betting favorite here tonight, the Budweiser number 4 from Hawthorne, New Jersey. That's the 20-year-old of Kevin Tanko. Starting in the number 9 Best Buy Chevy Camaro on the outside here, making his Booty Scoot Racing debut, that's the number 9 of Ty Robertson. On the inside of him tonight, that's the Rock and Roll Racing Queso's Wendy's number 48 Chevy Camaro from Buchanan, West Virginia. That's the large car, Nick Crawford. On the outside of him will be Sean Williams, driving the number 25 Rise and Shine Chevy Camaro, the Daytona season opener winner, playoff driver here tonight. Terry Hughes Jr. looking to make something shake here tonight. He'll be in the 81 Ford Mustang Red Bull. For 81 Exide Racing behind him will be the number 2 Toyota Pajas Supra from Tempe, Arizona, Blake Hochschild. Cousin Big Country Kyle Fountain from Clemson, South Carolina will round out the tail end of the field here tonight. And that Tyler's Pub of the Beer, Jim Fountain Racing, chartered entry. Big news from Kyle Fountain this week. He'll team up with John Michael Bryant for Season 3 here to form a brand new Toyota team here for the Madness Racing League. Starting at the shotgun tail end of the field here tonight. Driving the Coors Light, number 62, Silver Bullet from Wauchula, Florida. That's Dominic Solano. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you came for. This is why you tune in every single week. We got these guys strapped and loaded inside of these Xfinity Series race cars. Jerry Powers III with a second, on the pole here for the night's event. The starting 5 stacks out and reeks of playoff drivers. That means we're getting ready to go racing here. Peter the pace car hangs that left on the pit road. It's going to be Jerry Powers in full control here with a race start underneath his foot. Looks like Freddie's going to hold the flag one-handed straight up, giving us the signal for the one to go racing. We are getting ready to go racing here for playoff race number 2 for the Madness Racing League Xfinity Series. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you slap that like button and you press that damn follow button so you don't miss a damn thing here. Playoff implications. What would you do for a chance to race for a championship at the Homestead Speedway a couple weeks from now? 2 weeks, you can find us at the Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California. Peter the pace car will give you the middle finger as he drives by, telling you to get ready to watch this shit right here. Ladies and gentlemen, go grab another beer or light another cigarette. The CloseoutBets.com 99 of Jerry Powers, bringing them through the Geico restart zone. Live here in Richmond. Green here for the Madness Racing League Xfinity Series Season 2 playoff race number 2. Diving down into turns 1 and 2. Everybody door to door here. That's the number 5 of Chase Johnson. He'll be door to door with Kevin Takos. Nicholas Maynard's able to hold up on the outside. Big loose there. Some track race down the back straightaway. Contact swiped into the outside wall back there from one of the guys in the back here. Here's the number 13 of Jonathan Smith. He's up off the bottom. Here comes the hard charge of Ty Robertson. He's trying to make a move here quick and early. We got a sack up back here for looks like going to be the 3rd place spot. John Michael Bryan and that number 23 Toyota Supra has moved his way up to the 2nd place spot here quick and early. On the Booty Scoot Racing channel, everybody looks like they're able to hold it off here for the opening laps for the night's closeout bets.com. 150 off of turns 3 and 4. John Michael Bryan holds on to that 2nd place spot. Here comes the hard charging Everett Larson. And Kevin Takos will battle door to door with the 02 Grizzly Custom Ford Mustang of Nicholas Maynard. So we got bow ties all throughout the field. 2 blue ovals and a Toyota Supra flying down the back straightaway. Locked and loaded in here tonight for 110 laps around the Richmond Raceway for this closeout bets 150. Ladies and gentlemen, 4 laps are in the bank for the overtime if we need them. Everybody looks like they're sounded out single file here down into turns 1 and 2. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you pick your favorite driver. Stick with them all night long. This is going to be a great one. Playoff racing underneath the lights here. Ladies and gentlemen, big contact there for the number 48 of Nick Crawford. And that number 48 Chevy Camaro for Rock and Roll Racing. He's up off the bottom side of the racetrack, out of the groove here. Yeah, will fly right through your living room. He'll straighten the outside wall, so some big damage there for that number 48 Chevy Camaro here. And Nick Crawford coming over the radio now saying, I might have a little bit of fender damage here to the right rear of this race car. Nick Crawford's going to have to try to hold on to it here as he's starting to bleed some extra spots back here. As Kyle Fountain is starting to put the gas up here, trying to run down Terry Hughes Jr. in front of him. What a shot around the Richmond Raceway. Looks like Showtime Chase Johnson's all over that back bumper of John Michael Bryan, who looked to make the pass down into turns 3 and 4. John Michael Bryan will sail up the middle side of the racetrack. That'll open up the door for Chase Johnson even more. John Michael Bryan a little loose off the corner, but he's able to hold on to it side by side. The boogeyman not going anywhere. He was looking for an undercut down into turn 1. Chase Johnson got the fastest lap on the racetrack that last time around. Jerry Powers slowly has that back. That number 01 of Everett Larson knocking on that back door here. It's somewhere within the chaos here in the last couple of laps here. Things have started to really start to fan out single file here. Jerry Powers is going to be the race leader, diving down into turns 1 and 2. You're riding on board with Jerry Powers, the pole sitter, laid down an absolute burner of a lap in the qualifying session. Back down off the back straightaway here. That number 99 closeout bat machine is handling quite well. Here comes John Michael Bryan. He's got some more company. It looks like you give up one, you have to give another one. As that's the number 9 of Ty Robertson working the inside of the boogeyman John Michael Bryan as they work their way down into turns 1 and 2. Here they come flying through your living room. John Michael Bryan still door to door with the Best Buy number 9 Chevy Camaro. So a Toyota Supra battle in a low door to door here, with one of these bow ties here. Looks like Nicholas Maynard's up off the bottom side of the racetrack as well. He's moved his line to that top side of the racetrack, trying to make it come in here. 10 laps complete here on the closeout. That's 150 live here from the Richmond Raceway. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you came for. Make sure you slap that like button, press that follow button. These guys are absolutely putting on a show here around the Richmond Raceway. 10 laps are complete here. You see the gap back there between Jonathan Smith and Blake Hawkshaw, which is the guy that's last impact here on this front line. The number 02 Grizzly Maynard Motors Ford Mustang of Nicholas Maynard will cut the fastest lap on the racetrack that last time around, as he's really trying to work in the top side slash the middle side of the racetrack here through turn 1 and 2. Hearing in the radio communications from the number 02 of Nicholas Maynard, just a little loose in, but I can really get the gas down, get off the corner quite well. He'll roll to the back bumper here, trying to get to that number 4 Budweiser machine of Kevin Tango. So close the distance quite well across the front stretch here. Diving back down into turn 1 and 2. Here comes a hard charging Showtime Chase Johnson. Back there, that STI Johnson number 5 machine. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the closeoutbats.com 150. John Michael Bryant just now being able to settle back in here on the Booty Scooter Racing channel inside that number 23 Toyota Supra. After losing a couple spots there to Chase Johnson and Ty Robertson, they'll work their way back by here. This is the top 5. Showtime Chase Johnson, the kid of Nicholas Maynard, Kevin Tankos, Everett Lawrence, and Jerry Powers lead them around here at the Richmond Raceway. You're watching the Madness Racing League Xfinity Series playoff race number 2. Live here from the Richmond Raceway with a sold-out house here tonight. 57,000 asses are in the stands. We'll take tonight's first Madness Racing League Fast and Loud. Back here on the Booty Scooter Racing channel, that will complete tonight's first Madness Racing League playoff race number 2, Fast and Loud. Nicholas Maynard and Showtime Chase Johnson absolutely going at it here on the Booty Scooter Racing channel. The STI Johnson bow tie Chase Johnson racing machine looks like he might get the advantage over the number 02 down here in the corner. Nicholas Maynard moves up to that middle side of the racetrack here. We've seen it about 10 laps to go. Not able to get back down here. Here comes the best 5, number 9 of Ty Robertson, trying to get down on the bottom side and plug that gap in to that Grizzly Customs Ford Mustang. Chase Johnson looking in that rear view mirror, trying to make sure something happens, but the caution flag is flying here on the Booty Scooter Racing channel. Caution flag is flying here, looks like for the number 48 of Nick Crawford here on the back straightaway from Buchanan, West Virginia. We will back that ass up here for the number 48 of Nick Crawford here and bring up the instant replay, see what the hell happened to the Queso's number 48 as he's stuck backwards here on the back straightaway. You cannot park there. Nick Crawford, big damage here, big hard shot to the outside wall. We've seen Nick Crawford struggling with that race car to start tonight's event. He looks like he just comes off the corner, slaps the outside wall, big contact there. Not able to lock it down in time, and just a huge head-on shot there for Nick Crawford here on the Booty Scooter Racing channel. And as he has it parked down here, he'll have to keep it there and wait for the rest of these guys to come on back. Tore up Nick Crawford here. We'll be back in just a moment. Don't go nowhere. we go, ladies and gentlemen. I will fix the replay cam for you folks here. We'll be back here, on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Looks like we got a couple takers down pit road as well. Nicholas Maynard will come down here and service that number 02 machine. Looks like it's going to be gas only for that number 02. His gas bitch shakes the head. Hell yeah, give it a go, give it a go. MRL Larson, Nicholas Maynard, pedal off pit road. Give it to the kid of Nicholas Maynard here off of pit road. Here comes Sean Williams. He'll get the spot over Blake Koschchild, Nick Crawford. Big damage there on the Booty Scoot Racing channel to the inside wall. Now he's stuck down here in the garage. We are back and ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, we apologize there for that instant replay malfunction where the cam was blacked out, but we will get it back and going here. Ladies and gentlemen, Blake Koschchild underneath the caution flag here. He's playing into his crew chief. He's not sure if it's the steering rack or if it's absolutely having engine troubles inside of that race car here. So he's moping and growing and complaining, but as a race car driver, you can really never make him happy. The Toyota Supra, though, looks clean here underneath the lights at the Richmond Raceway. Maybe possibly going down a cylinder for the number 2 machine of Blake Koschchild. Ladies and gentlemen, Sean Williams won the Daytona season opener to kick off this Season 2 Xfinity Series. Ladies and gentlemen, Sean Williams been able to compete when he could be, but he's here tonight in Richmond with a chance to lock himself into the championship race. If he was to pull it out here tonight, right now, that number 25 Shine Water Chevy Camaro of Sean Williams is battling a little bit of a tight condition. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll scoot up into this number 13 Premier Setups machine of Jonathan Smith. Make sure you go check out NapDaddyRacing.com, located on the back of Jonathan Smith's race car. He was moping underneath the caution flag as well. They're trying to plan out their strategy on how they want to run this race. Will the number 13 try to run it long here, ladies and gentlemen? We'll knock out about 21 laps green here underneath the kickoff tonight's CloseoutBats.com. 150. Nicholas Maynard back out here on the racetrack as well. Gas only for the number 02. Sean Williams will bring it down pit road, and as well as the number 2 Toyota Supra here. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll jump back up here to the front of the pack here. Chevy bow ties round out the top 5 here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. So if you ain't got a Chevy, you better go buy you one, because they're bad fast here in Richmond. It's going to be in Jerry Powers' foot here. He's in the CloseoutBats.com 99, and this is the CloseoutBats.com 150. Flying back through your living room here for the playoffs. Back green here, the Richmond Raceway. Jerry Powers able to hold it down the bottom side of the racetrack. Door to door here, floating through turns 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway, everybody able to hold on to it. Everett Larson slaps the outside wall just a tad bit. Diving down there to turns 3 and 4. Kyle found down on the bottom side. But it looks like going to be not Jerry Powers, but Terry Hughes Jr. Everett Larson back here trying to make everything in their mama shake here. He'll try the inside of the number 62 here of Dominic Solano. Dominic Solano making his Booty Scoot Racing channel debut here tonight in that Coors Light Silver Bullet, number 62 from Wauchula, Florida. He'll make the trip up north here to Richmond. And now he's down on the bottom side of this number 81 Red Bull 81 machine, of Terry Hughes Jr. Terry Hughes Jr., the United States Navy veteran, trying to work his way around this Richmond racetrack. We rode along with Terry Hughes Jr. before tonight's event kicked off here. He said he took everything in his power to get back to the gas, and you hear it right there, Terry Hughes Jr. I mean, he has to wait damn near half a mile just to get back onto the gas here in this number 81 machine, just not turning the way to this number 81 of Terry Hughes Jr. likes. We've seen him have the bad fast speed here recently, as he was in contention for that win at the Atlanta Motor Speedway earlier last week with the DNA Truck Series. Kyle Fountain nearly inches away from picking up a victory in the Truck Series as well, as he'll round out that second or third place spot, because they really can't remember off the top of my head, but he had to hold off his little brother. And ladies and gentlemen, he tried to hold off this cat right here, Jerry Powers from Park Ridge, New Jersey. We've been here before at the Richmond Raceway. Similar sights from Jerry Powers as you ride on board the race leader. Ladies and gentlemen, the Truck Series went to Richmond a couple weeks ago, and Jerry Powers led over 100 laps, but wasn't able to find his way into victory lane with the late cautions coming through at the end. But ladies and gentlemen, that's all this guy right here, the number 5 STI Johnson machine of Showtime, Chase Johnson. He won the most races in the regular season. He's here in the playoffs, currently below the cut line, trying to have a great day here today. His Chase Johnson racing program has been bad, fast, and strong all year long. Said he strives on the short track, and he put extra effort into their short track packages. He'll start P6 here tonight, and he's currently rolled his way back. 4th place here tonight, and he's currently rolled his way up one spot here after the stop. And the caution flag trying to run down that number for Budweiser Machine of Kevin Takos is Showtime Chase Johnson. And meanwhile, would you look at here, Best Buy. I'm running Best Buy out of my room right now trying to broadcast this stream with you. Computers, TVs, internet everywhere. Ty Robertson's got some fast internet, faster than Xfinity Mobile. He's down on the bottom side of the racetrack here trying to work around John Michael Bryant. But John Michael Bryant will have some extra help right here. He'll have Sean Williams come out door to door with down the back straightaway. And you best believe it, this number 25 with Sean Williams is absolutely not going to put up with John Michael Bryant's shit. Meanwhile, he'll pull the slide job over John Michael from the bottom side. And it looks like you're riding on board with the number 23. That's the boogeyman. Your mom's favorite driver, John Michael Bryant. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask you to please tell your mother to keep her clothes on here at the Richmond Raceway. That is highly illegal. You will be arrested for a decent exposure here. If nobody is trying to see all that here, we're trying to see some fast race cars cut some laps around the racetrack. Jerry Powers has put on a smoke show so far up to this point. Down into turns 1 and 2, the rest of the field comes. You see the flames checking up out the right side of that number 23 Gorilla Mine. Toyota Supra of John Michael Bryant. John Michael Bryant, one of few Toyotas in the field here tonight. Big news coming. Breaking news this week for the Madness Racing League. John Michael Bryant, the Boogeyman, and Kyle Fallon. Big Country going to come up and team together to form another Toyota team here tonight. Well, another Toyota team in the Madness Racing League, excuse me, I should word that a little better. Kyle Fallon said that he was just looking for a little bit of speed that he was missing and can't get it through the Chevy program. He said they're tier 3 behind some of these guys here in the Madness Racing League. Showtime Chase Johnson, I would have to say probably tier 1 status for the Chevy camp, because he's one of the most races here. He's got the most drivers charted underneath his Chase Johnson Racing team entries. But ladies and gentlemen, speaking of the team chartered entries for Chase Johnson Racing, the team owner, the only guy in the field here tonight, no Holden Wheeler, no James Fallon, no Corey Tesner. James Fallon running for a playoff championship spot here in the Madness Racing League. He will not be able to make it to the racetrack here tonight. So with that, we're going to have some big implication points here to the Chase Johnson Racing chartered entry of James Fallon when he shows up 2 weeks from now at the Auto Club Speedway. Meanwhile, Jonathan Smith here running down the back straightaway here. He'll try the long run strategy here in a heartbeat. We know Jonathan Smith here. He's known to try something different, not afraid to mix it up here as they head across the line here. Peter the pace car has been stuck down there on pit road, and that's where we want to keep him here. We've been green flag racing here for quite a while now, pushing about the 10 limit mark here so far. 37 laps are complete out of the scheduled 110 with 4 laps in the book here for the overtime if we really need them here. Jerry Powers is really starting to put a little bit of distance between him and Kevin Takos as the sun is fully set here around the Richmond Raceway. We have a sold out house here tonight for the CloseoutBats.com 150, and CloseoutBats.com is on the number 99 machine of Jerry Powers. Jerry Powers, we're speaking of tier teams here in that Chevy camp, I'd have to say he's up there in that tier 2 spot, tier 3 spot as well. Kevin Takos had an absolute dominating performance at the Charlotte Roval, which locked him into this Xfinity Series playoffs. Down on the bottom side of the racetrack, trying to work his way up off the corner here. Still green at the Richmond Raceway. Everybody's able to hold on to these race cars here. They're putting on an absolute show here around the Richmond Raceway for you guys here on the YouTube platform and the TikTok. For the ones that are tuned in here live, go ahead and slap that like button. Press that follow button. John Michael Bryant and Jonathan Smith, the two Johns battling it out here for the top, for the 6th place spot, excuse me here. John Michael Bryant able to hold himself up off the corner here. He'll key up over the radio. We'll listen into that number 23, J Money Sense Motorsports Machine. He just says, I'm lacking rear grip here off the corners here. I'm really struggling to get back to the gas here. And I feel like this number 13 is all over the ass end to me. I'm not able to hold the line that I want to run. John Michael Bryant's able to get that number 23 Toyota down to the bottom side of the racetrack. There through turns 1 and 2. Is he able to get it off? The caution flag is out here. Caution flag is out here, and Terry Hughes Jr. is got some big damage here. Looks like Dominic Solano is involved as well. We'll back that ass up here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the instant replay. And we'll take a look here and see exactly what the hell happened. Yes, the replay will work this time. Terry Hughes Jr. looks like he's going to become the victim of something major here on this back straightaway here in the turns 1 and 2. We'll turn it around and back that ass up. Make sure you grab you a big handful of it here as they go through turns 1 and 2 here. Looks like the number 62 Coors Light Silver Bullet down the back straightaway battling door to door with Terry Hughes Jr. We'll see what the hell happened here. Terry Hughes Jr. tries the top side of the racetrack here. Dominic Solano all the way down from the bottom side. He'll make contact to Terry Hughes. Send Terry up the racetrack, and a hard shot here to the outside, safe for barrier for Terry Hughes Jr. We'll back that ass up one more time. We'll see if we can't ride out the front bumper of Dominic Solano from Wauchula, Florida. Take a look and see what the hell happened. Dominic Solano trying to get that car slowed down, slides up the racetrack here, gets into the left rear quarter panel. Terry Hughes Jr. And Terry Hughes Jr. has got an ass first full of the outside, safe for barrier here. So Terry Hughes Jr. will fall victim to Dominic Solano from Wauchula, Florida. And the Wauchula, Florida driver will do whatever Wauchula will call it he wants to. He'll work his way back around to catch the back of the pace car here. Jerry Powers putting on a clinic here in Richmond. We're underneath the caution flag for the second time here tonight. Pit stops right around the corner. Peter the pace car is out on the racetrack. Bang, bang. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Pit stops are on our way here at the Richmond Raceway for the CloseOutBats.com 150. Looks like everybody in the field is going to come down pit road besides Jonathan Smith and that number 13 Premier Setups Nap Daddy Racing machine. He'll stay out on the racetrack. We told you about it. He, in a heartbeat, will try something different here. You best believe it. It's Jerry Powers leaves the pack down on the pit road down here onto the Booty Scoot Racing channel, ladies and gentlemen. The pole leader, will slide into his box here. They'll jack up the right side of the race car. It's going to be Elite's right side tires. Here comes the Maynard Motors pit crew for the Grizzly Custom 024 Mustang and Nicholas Maynard. Gas only, right tires for the number 25 of Sean Williams. Jerry Powers to get 4 fresh Goodyear Eagles. He's off pit road. Here comes Kevin Tango, second off pit road. Chase Johnson giving it to him over Ty Robertson, John Michael Bryan, Kyle Bell, Nicholas Maynard, Heber and Larson. And it looks like Dominic Solano is going to be the final guy off pit road here after getting some damage here to bring out the caution flag for the second time tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, pit stops are underneath our belts here, and it looks like Jonathan Smith will stay out on the racetrack here from Goldsboro, North Carolina. He's trying to shake up the pack here tonight. We told you, folks, that he would try to do something different here. It's Jonathan Smith, known for the tire saving here in the Madness Racing League. That'll lead the number 2 Toyota Supra paint Haas machine of Blake Hochschild, rounding out that second place spot as these guys work underneath the digger cam in turns 1 and 2. Blake Hochschild's going to get the second place spot. Sean Williams to win the battle on pit road. 2 fresh Goodyear tires for that Sean Water number 25 from East Windsor. Jerry Powers has been the race leader all night long. He'll have to lose the race lead here now. He'll find himself in traffic for the first time here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Madness Racing League Xfinity Series playoff race number 2 for season number 2. We're getting ready to go back racing here. Getting ready to double file them up behind Peter the pace car. Getting ready to take the green flag for the closeout back 150. Down the back straightaway here, double filed, Jonathan Smith's going to stay out on the racetrack, redeem the race lead. It's going to be Blake Hochschild here on the outside, so he'll be the only solo Toyota Supra to break up the pack of 7 bow ties from the Chevy camp. Rounding out the top 7 here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Everything will be underneath the hand of Jonathan Smith here. Boogity, 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 boogity. Back racing here for the CloseOutBats.com 150. Going to be 3 wide here in Richmond into turns 1 and 2. Ladies and gentlemen, would you look at this? These guys absolutely going on and off on turn 2. Nobody's got a chance to go anywhere. Ty Robinson will split it 3 wide. Into turns 3 and 4, Chase Johnson's got to jump down on the brake way more than he was anticipating. That'll rotate that STI Johnson, number 5, back down to the bottom side of the racetrack. 3 wide across the front stretch here in Richmond. Down into turns 2 here. Jonathan Smith to lead them off here. These guys are separated out. Nicholas Maynard's jump back out of that outside of that racetrack. Terry Hughes Jr. goes around back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Pow! Hard into the inside wall. Looks like caution flag is flown here for the number 81 of Terry Hughes Jr. after he hits the outside wall here. Never mind, excuse me. We've kept it green here So Terry Hughes Jr. He slaps that outside wall, but it looks like he's able to keep it going here. So the admin has to select him to keep it green here as they were screaming in my ear. Excuse me, folks, here to you fans at home. Misinformation from the kid as he looks like he is struggling here as well. It looks like he's dropped another spot to the boogeyman of John Michael Bryant. This Grizzly Custom 02, not quite exactly where that kid of Nicholas Maynard would like it at here. He's able to get the gas down off turn 2 there. But it doesn't matter if you can get the gas down. If you can't hold that steering wheel straight, it won't help you. Look at this clusterfuck fest up here off of turn 3 and 4. Kevin Tanko's slow off the corner. That'll bring Jonathan Smith right back into the picture. Remember, guys, Jonathan Smith and this number 13 Premier setup Chevy Camaro on old tires here. Trying something different here around the Richmond Raceway. So is Blake Godchild. He'll stay out as well as he's falling back here behind that number 59 of Kyle Fallon, working his way through turns 3 and 4. Here comes a hard-charging Coors Light 62 of Dominic Solano from Wauchula, Florida. He made contact here, brought out the caution flag with Terry Hughes Jr. Terry Hughes Jr. not having the race that he was looking for. He'll go around, collect the inside wall there. The caution flag will not come out here, and he'll stay green. So looks like Terry Hughes Jr. probably going to be running for his life here in the coming laps. And Jerry Powers is currently the race leader, and Ty Robertson in that second place spot has worked his way back up here, trying to run down the race leader, Jerry Powers. Jerry Powers playoff eligible here tonight at the Richmond Raceway. He's currently the first one locked in on point, as he's got a point significant gap between the rest of the field here. Every lap led is 1 point added to your total score. Jerry Powers in command right here tonight for the at the Home Run Cafe. Why do I keep saying that? The closeoutbats.com. 150 here in Richmond, but why we are watching these guys absolutely battle it out. We'll throw it up to Billy, the blimp driver, as Everett Larson and Nicholas Maynard work it up there side by side, and we will throw up the Home Run Cafe sponsor here tonight, and we will pay a little bit of bills here, Nicholas Maynard, and then battling it out here. But make sure you head on down to Greer, South Carolina to the Home Run Cafe, 810 North Main Street. Make sure you go grab you a refresher, hot dog, hamburger, anything that you could possibly need. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's race sponsored by Closeout Bats, presented by closeoutbats.com. Shop over 50,000 baseball and softball bats and gloves since 1992. Over 650,000 satisfied customers. Ladies and gentlemen, you're looking at the drone cam here around the Richmond Raceway. Kevin Tanko's currently the fastest car on the racetrack right now from Hawthorne, New Jersey. That number 4 Budweiser machine, he'll sell out of the hat shirt combo in the fan zone on that number 4 merch hauler. Meanwhile, Jerry Powers has slowly got a little bit of company of Ty Robinson, beating on that back door of that closeout bat. Number 99, the Best Buy, number 9 will close the fastest the fastest lap on the track that last time around. But he's just not able to close the distance up to that number 99 quite like he wants to. They break the distance shut here. Jerry Powers back down into turns 1 and 2 here with Ty Robertson, Kevin Tanko, Chase Johnson, John Michael Bryant rounding out the top 5. John Michael Bryant having one hell of a race here so far down the back straightaway, trying to run down that number 5, and Chase Johnson said he lacks a little bit on the right front tire. Grip says it wants the wheel hop. He chatters the right front tire as he gets down on the brake here, looking for a wedge adjustment for the number 23 when he comes back down the pit road. Whenever the hell that will be here, ladies and gentlemen, I'm hearing from the admin that these guys still have enough green flag laps left to go pit for a green flag pit stop. So it is not out of the question yet. Jonathan Smith here, though, might be electing, or his strategy right now is on the path to possibly go down the drain. Here's Jonathan Smith and Blake Hochschild in this number 2 Toyota Supra right here. Will try something different. They'll try the opposite strategy of the rest of the pack here. Jonathan Smith will stay out on the racetrack, trying to save an extra set of tires here, hoping to burn about 8, 10, 12 laps off and hope for another caution flag here, knowing that the rest of these guys only have 1 set of tires remaining in that box on pit road. You have to take it how you can here. Everett Larson and Nicholas Maynard absolutely going at it here for this 7th place spot. Kyle Fountain starting to slowly come into the picture as well. Jonathan Smith, though, slowly having to try to work the distance here and save every inch of tread on those Goodyear tires, as he has made the decision to stay out on the racetrack here. It might come back to bite this number 13 Premier setup Chevy Camaro, but he's doing everything in his power to hold on to what he's got right now. Same here with Blake Hochschild. He's screaming underneath the caution flag here. He came out about lap 12 or so, said he felt like the car was starting to misfire and drop a cylinder. That paint house number 2 will slap the outside wall there, but he's able to hold on to it. Blake Hochschild will make the trip all the way over here to the East Coast from Tempe, Arizona, and he's riding around about a whole cylinder down here. So the Toyota Supra just not having the race that he was like. That's the playoff driver as well. Here's 2 more playoff drivers, Nicholas Maynard and Everett Larson, sweeting and swinging here for the 5th place spot, It's John Michael Bryant is starting to sail away here with the top 5 spot. It'll be John Michael Bryant, Chase Johnson, Kevin Takos, Ty Robertson, and Jerry Powers. The top 5 here, big save there off the corner for the, 2nd place spot of Tyler Robinson. That will really open up the door to Kevin Takos' Budweiser number 4 machine here as lap traffic is starting to become an effect here for Jerry Powers. Terry Hughes Jr. will be the guy that's going to be going a lap down here. Will this put any implications on the race lead here between Jerry Powers, Ty Robertson, and Kevin Takos down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4? John Michael Bryant, your mom's favorite driver, slowly working his way back here to that back bumper of Showtime Chase Johnson. Showtime Chase Johnson has cut the fastest lap on the racetrack that last time around. But your mom's favorite driver is absolutely ripping and raving down the back straightaway. He's got that thing absolutely yawed out here, slipping and sliding through turns 3 and 4. We're reminding you guys to tell your mom to keep her clothes on here at the Richmond Raceway. Just because you wear pasties over the nipples doesn't make it illegal, ladies and gentlemen. Jerry Powers starting to sail away with a race lead here down the back straightaway. It'll be Jerry Powers, Robertson, Takos, Johnson, Bryant, Larson, and Nicholas Maynard absolutely going at it back here. Nicholas Maynard down on the bottom side of the racetrack as he's closed all over the back bumper of the 14-year-old of Nicholas Maynard as he's really able to get back to the gas there up off the corner. The kid of Nicholas Maynard won his way to the championship race 2 weeks ago at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. So Nicholas Maynard, one of the few ones here in the field that we know will be racing for a championship here in the following weeks on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. As him and Everett Larson continue to absolutely trade jabs here. 68 laps are complete out of the scheduled 110. 4 laps are in the book for the overtime, ladies and gentlemen. If you were watching the Xfinity race earlier in real life, you seen Connor Zillage pick up the win at the Watkins Glen Raceway, stand on top of his race car, and then fall on the ground. We're hearing reports from Connor Zillage that he has a broken collarbone. Everett Larson's going to pull door to door with the lap traffic here of Terry Hughes Jr. That'll pull up the pick for Nicholas Maynard. Nicholas Maynard's got to find a place to go here as well, as he's right behind Terry Hughes Jr. riding on board with the kid of Nicholas Maynard as he tries to run down the 0-1 of Everett Larson off the corner here. Looks like he was able to clear himself around that lap traffic of Terry Hughes Jr. Meanwhile, here comes Jonathan Smith on that alternate pit strategy here, just trying to hold on to that race car. And Kyle Fountain, cousin Big Country, doing everything in his power to bring this Jim Fountain Racing chartered entry home in one piece here, not playoff eligible, so he's trying to stay out of the way here. Don't want to fuck up anybody's day here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, as these guys are ripping and raving here for the playoff race number 2. And Kevin Tanko says, knock, 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 Ty Robertson, you're a new guy here. I got places to go, things to do, and bitches to you know what, and beer to drink. He's down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Look at this battle right here for the 2nd place spot. I mean, side by side here, these guys are not giving each other a single inch here on this racetrack. Ty Robertson trying to hold on to this 2nd place spot. Jerry Powers loving what he's seeing in his mirrors. You see these two absolutely battle down here in the turns 1 and 2. Kevin Tanko's a playoff driver here, looking for a chance to go to that championship race and join Nicholas Maynard at the Homestead Speedway for a chance at the Season 2 title. Kevin Tanko's championship battle last season, not able to pick up the victory. I believe he missed the championship race, absolutely skating across the front stretch. What a save there by the number 4 of Kevin Tanko's, as these two will not come off each other's doors, quarter panel to quarter panel, door to door for lap after lap. Kevin Tanko gets the advantage as Ty Robertson gets a little loose up off the corner. Meanwhile, here comes the boogeyman, your mom's favorite driver. She'll rip and rave as he's worked his way up into this top 5 spot. Slowly starting to pull away from Everett Larson and Nicholas Maynard. Nicholas Maynard said he's chattering the right rear tire, just not able to get back down on the gas quite like he wants to and get back to that back bumper of Everett Larson, riding out the front bumper cam of the kid of Nicholas Maynard down the back straightaway, coming to 75 laps complete this next time around. This has been one of the cleaner races we've had all year long. The number 62 of Dominic Solano from Wauchula, Florida here on the outside. He'll go a lap down to the race leaders here, trying to stay out of the way of Chase Johnson. His contact's almost made there to Showtime Chase Johnson. Showtime Chase Johnson, the season 1 champion runner-up here behind Alfonso Claudio. He's got the most wins on the regular season, but he is currently the first one out on points right now. He's the second one out on points right now, as he was absolutely obliterated at the Atlanta Motor Speedway by his own teammate, Corey Tesner. Nothing of his own doing here. Finds himself in a points deficit here tonight at the Richmond Raceway. 75 laps starting complete here for the CloseOutBats.com. 150, ladies and gentlemen, reminding you to head on out to CloseOutBats.com, where they have over 650 satisfied 1,000 customers. Ladies and gentlemen, getting rid of about 50,000 softball and baseball gloves each and every year to the kids that are unfortunate. Make sure you take your kid down there today. Go get him a new bat. Go get him a new ball. Nicholas Maynard and Everett Larson absolutely swinging at each other like it's a bat and a ball. Everett Larson was slightly the outside wall here, but he'll cut the fastest lap on the racetrack that last time around. It won't be this time, though, as they skate their way up off the corner. They'll get that one. He'll Showtime Chase Johnson here. So it's Showtime Chase Johnson, the guy that's won the most races so far this season. Has he saved enough inside of this number 5? Chase Johnson Racing Machine in the battle for the race lead is starting to shake up here. Look at this. Jerry Powers has got some competition here. It's Kevin Tankos has worked his Chevy Camaro up here to the race lead. He's trying to make the race lead pass down into turns 1 and 2. We've seen Budweiser here out earlier in the fan zone with Kevin Tankos giving out free Budweiser to all the fans in the fan zone. So several guys absolutely shit-faced way before the green flag dropped here tonight. But Kevin Tankos, your new race leader in Richmond. Ladies and gentlemen, looks like some green flag pit stops are starting to come down here. Jonathan Smith will work his way down on the pit road along with Blake Koschchild. These were the two guys that went on the opposite alternate strategy than the rest of the field here. So they'll finally have to come down and service these race cars here. 80 laps into tonight's event. Ladies and gentlemen, 30 more laps to go here. We're scheduled for 4 in overtime if we need them. Nicholas Maynard trying to get around this lap traffic guy of Dominic Solano here as they've all worked their way back up here. Looks like Everett Larson has caught that back bumper of that number 23 Gorilla Mod Toyota Supra of John Michael Bryant. So 2 blue ovals trying to run down this Toyota that separates the rest of the pack, which is all Chevy bow ties here. So ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be Tankos, Powers, Robertson, Johnson, Bryant, and Everett Larson rounding out the top 6 driver here. Then it's going to be Maynard, Kyle Fountain, William Solano, the guys on the lead lap here. Terry Hughes Jr., the first guy a lap down here, currently sitting in the Dominic Solano, the first guy a lap down here, currently sitting in the lucky dog spot. So if we were to have a caution flag here in the coming lap, Dominic Solano will get the woof, 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 lucky dog when we hit that point here. But ladies and gentlemen, hopefully we can keep it clean here. I'm hearing from the admin, green flag pit stops are still up in the air for the guys that need it here. Nicholas Maynard will collect the outside wall there. Looks like no damage though to this right side race car. Yes, he'll drive right by us. No damage to the number 02 of Nicholas Maynard here, but we'll scoot back up here with the battle between Showtime. Chase Johnson has cut the fastest lap on the racetrack once more as he's slowly trying to run down this number 9 of Ty Robertson in front of him, but Kevin Tankos just can't seem to get the car to start to pull away here in the clean air traffic. So Kevin Tankos made the right adjustment here. He'll pit with everybody else did, just like Jerry Powers and the Ty Robinson number 9 Best Buy Chevy Camaro. Ladies and gentlemen, we were talking about Chevy, Ford, and Toyota. Who does what, when, where, why? What are the tiers within the organization? And several guys have different kind of shit, but here comes a hard-charging Jonathan Smith here, trying to get his lap back on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, trying to put himself one more lap down. Jonathan Smith, though, has he pulled out the possible race-winning strategy? Less than 40 laps to go here. Jonathan Smith's going to have to work his way back around the racetrack here and hope for a green flag pit stop between some of these guys. We know guys like Jerry Powers, Kevin Tankos, the race leader, and Ty Robinson have pulled away from Showtime Chase Johnson, who's also on the same strategy as the 2 guys behind him, John Michael Bryant and Everett Larson, and Nicholas Maynard. Everybody else Kyle Fountain included, have pitted. See if we can't pull up the pit stop lap right here. Ladies and gentlemen, you see it right here on your screen. Everybody, majority, pitted on lap 42 together, but Larson, Maynard, and Williams, the guys that topped off the tank on lap 20, so they do have a slight lap advantage in gas is what I'm hearing from the admin. Maybe they have enough in the tank to go to the extra mile here. Maybe that's why they're currently trying to sit back here and save a little bit of tire. Meanwhile, John Michael Bryant really able to get that race car to hold up to the bottom side of the racetrack there. He was complaining before we had the caution flag that he really needed some help up off the corner here. He was chattering the left rear tire all the way across turns 3 and 4. But it looks like he was really able to chatter his way through turns 3 and 4 that time. As he'll pull it away from Everett Larson there. Showtime Chase Johnson has slowly caught that back bumper of that second place car. Meanwhile, Kevin Tankos hasn't been the victory lane since the Charlotte Motor Speedway when we took on the road course Roval there, and he led every single lap there and the pole, and he brought home the victory. Looking to do the same here tonight in Richmond. Ladies and gentlemen, 25 laps to go here for the closeout bet.com. 150 up off the corner. Kevin Tankos bringing them back down the back straightaway here. Are you not entertained? Kevin Tankos absolutely on a mission here tonight, trying to lock himself into the championship race a couple weeks from now at the Homestead Miami Speedway. Everett Larson looking to make a 3 wide around Blake Hochschild. As Blake Hochschild has managed his way back up here on those 4 fresh Goodyear tires, so he'll stay off the pit strategy call and have to come down and get 4 fresh Goodyear Eagles. He's currently registered 2 laps down, so he'll have to stay out on the racetrack for a wave around. If incidents were to take place here, Everett Larson, John Michael Bryant going out of here. Everett Larson, the 14-year-old, able to get around the number 23 of John Michael Bryant. Nicholas Maynard trying to come back into the picture here as well. Here comes the Grizzlies Customs 02 Ford Mustang. Nicholas Maynard won the race 2 weeks ago at Atlanta. He'll be racing for that championship 4 weeks from now. 2 weeks from now, we will head on over to the Auto Club Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, Jerry Powers has got some company in that rear view mirror. Chase Johnson has knocked his way back up here, fighting hard for that 3rd place spot. Showtime Chase Johnson knows it's go time if he's got to go now. 22 laps to go here on the Moody Scoot Racing channel. And Showtime Chase Johnson down on the bottom side of the points leaderboard, down on the bottom side of the racetrack, door to door with Ty Robinson across the front stretch, not able to clear himself. Ladies and gentlemen, looks like Dominic Solano will come off of pit road here. He'll service that number 62 Coors Light Chevy Camaro. They'll work their way down the back straightaway here. It's John Michael Bryant, Nicholas Maynard, and Everett Larson. The battle for the 5th place spot is absolutely for sure on here. It's anybody's ball game with 20 laps to go. Kevin Tankos has finally worked his way out to about a 2nd lead over the rest of the pack behind him. That's Jerry Powers, and the rest of these guys absolutely shitting and getting up turn 2. Caution flag is out as the wheelie caution light cuts on right here in front of your face. Caution flag is out here at the Richmond Raceway. Question is, who's it for? It looks like it's going to be the number 62 of Dominic Solano. And we will back that ass up here on the Moody Scoot Racing channel. Ladies and gentlemen, excuse me, it looks like it's going to be, it's going to be Dominic Solano here on the Moody Scoot Racing channel is what the ticker is telling me. That brought out the caution flag here. Ladies and gentlemen, we will back that ass up here. Is a huge shot here. The hood comes up on the number 62. We'll ride on board with Dominic Solano here. We'll bring up the instant replay. We'll back that ass up. Make sure you grab you a handful. Riding on board with Dominic Solano. Contact made, the number 01 of Everett Larson here. Sends Dominic Solano to the outside wall. Just not able to turn that race car here. And big damage to the number 62. We'll back that ass up here. It may be one too many Coors Light silver bullets for Dominic. As he'll slap that outside wall, we'll pay attention. This should give us a better look at what the hell actually happened between Everett Larson and Dominic Solano working their way across the front stretch here in the closeout bet.com. 150 contacts made to the outside wall, and bam, Dominic Solano, has a flat right front tire. As you see, the toe link is absolutely shot on the number 62 machine, and it looks like that might kill the day here. The Goodyear Eagle tire is not turning on the number 62. Caution flag out here for the 3rd time here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, less than 25 to go. The pit strategy is up in the air. We'll be back in just a moment. Don't go nowhere. Bang, bang. Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. The pit stops are on our way here from Richmond. Kevin Tankos is going to bring them down from the race lead, but Jerry Powers has got the first pit box here as he won tonight's pole. He'll start up on the front row. Everybody's working their way down on the pit road. Here comes the Maynard Motor guys of Nicholas Maynard. They'll jump the right side of the race car, jack up the race car. It's going to be at least right side tires for the kid of Nicholas Maynard. They'll make their way over to the left side of the race car. It's going to be 2 tires for the kid of Nicholas Maynard. What a pit strategy call there for the kid, trying to get some track position. But it looks like Kevin Tankos will win the battle on pit road over Nicholas Maynard, so he'll redeem the race lead. But Jerry Powers got out over him, didn't even see him up there. Tyler Robinson will get it right over Chase Johnson, who gets it over Everett Larson, who follows over John Michael Bryant, who'll get it over Kyle Fountain. So ladies and gentlemen, less than 25 laps to go here in the closeout.com 150. Jerry Powers has led majority of the race here tonight. He will have a 60-something green flag lap run there. And the number 4 of Kevin Tankos has already shown here tonight that he has the long pace speed to keep up with here, because he had the fastest laps on the racetrack on old tires. We'll get things shook out for you here in just a moment to try to get things better understood for you. If you just joined in, Jerry Powers currently the race leader after an excellent pit stop from the closeout pit crew machine for that Chevy Camaro of Jerry Powers. He is a playoff driver, currently the highest one in, currently locked in on point. Can he pick up the victory and advance himself automatically with a win here tonight in Richmond? Kevin Tankos comes into the ninth point standing at the absolute way bottom. As he missed the Atlanta race 2 weeks ago, he is currently out here tonight with a chance to bring home a big points day, if not a trip to victory lane. The kid of Nicholas Maynard in that Grizzly Customs number 02 won it 2 weeks ago at the Atlanta Motor Speedways. He does not have to do anything here to go to the championship race. He's locked in. See how he races here in the closing laps. Ty Robertson in that Best Buy machine. Not full-time here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Filling in the field, trying to spoil the party here for some of these playoff guys. Jerry Powers will slap back on the gas. Green, 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 green. Here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, John Michael Bryant looking down on the inside of that number 5, Chase Johnson Camaro. Not able to get it. Nicholas Maynard's able to grip up down on the bottom side of the racetrack quite well there. Here they come down the back straightaway. Nicholas Maynard down on the bottom side. He'll get real loose. That'll open up the door for Showtime. Chase Johnson, Nicholas Maynard at the field, the whole back down here on the bottom side. Foul door to door here through the racetrack. Turn 3 and 4. The battle for the race lead is on with 14 laps to go. Jerry Powers will not be able to hold on to the race lead there over Kevin Tankos. Kevin Tankos has a bad, fast charging Chevy bow tie here on the back end here. Everett Larson gets big loose off the corner. Nicholas Maynard goes around. Caution flag fly. Caution flag flies here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the number 02 Grizzly Customs Ford Mustang of Nicholas Maynard. We'll back that ass up here with the kid of Nicholas Maynard. We seen him take 2 tires underneath that caution flag, underneath the pit stop as he was riding on board with Nicholas Maynard when his Maynard Motor pit crew hopped the wall to service that 02 machine. We'll back that ass up here. Take a look and see exactly what the hell just happened with the number 02 of Nicholas Maynard. We've seen Chase Johnson get up on the inside of Nicholas Maynard. Nicholas Maynard had to fill the hole here on the bottom side. Up off the corner. Looks like he just steps on it here. Steps off of it. What a save from the number 02 of Nicholas Maynard to hold it off that inside wall. No damage here, looks like, to the number 02 of Nicholas Maynard. He'll refire that Penske Grizzly Custom 02 Ford Mustang back around, and he'll bring it back around to catch Peter the pace car. We'll take a commercial break here, slowly picking off the laps. Look like we're going to have about 7 laps to go when we return. Nicholas Maynard goes around. Back in a moment. Back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. Looks like the 02 of Nicholas Maynard brought out the caution flag here for the 4th time tonight. He'll come down the pit road, and I'm hearing over the radio he will throw on those left side tires that they did not attach underneath the previous caution flag here. Nicholas Maynard will lead before they could get the tires attached on the jack. They'll jack up the left side of the race car for that number 02 Ford Mustang. Nicholas Maynard already locked into the championship race. We were just talking about what kind of implications and how he would race here. He'll go around. So that big win 2 weeks ago looks like it's going to come in clutch for that number 02 Maynard Motors Ford Mustang. He's back out on the racetrack off of pit road after putting the left side tires on that race car. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you came for. Grab another beer, light another cigarette. Your favorite driver is getting ready, under 10 laps to go back racing here in Richmond and playoff race number 2 for the Madness Racing League Xfinity Series playoff. Live here from the Richmond Raceway, 66 degrees out here. 70 degrees is the track temp. A beautiful day to go racing here. A sold out crowd, here in Richmond of 72,000 asses in the stands to watch playoff race number 2 for the Xfinity Series for the Madness Racing League. It's going to be Kevin Tankos on the pole here with Jerry Roberts to the outside of him. Ty Robertson will get the 3rd place spot. Here comes Everett Larson, a playoff driver, in the 4th place spot. Back read here on the Booty Shoe Racing channel for the CloseoutBats.com 150, bringing them down into turns 1 and 2. Here's Kevin Tankos. He's got the race lead over Everett Larson. They'll work their way through turns 1 and 2. Off the back straightaway, down off turn 2, down the back straightaway, going to north. John Michael Bryant's able to pull up to the backside here of Chase Johnson. Looking to make it 3 wide up the middle. The boogeyman, John Michael Bryant. John Michael Bryant's looking to rattle some cages here. The playoff driver knows that he's got to go. He's got to go now. The battle for the race lead. Not to be continued for here. Kevin Tanko battling for a spot there at the Homestead Miami Speedway in a couple of weeks. Contacts made back here with Kyle Fountain to the right rear quarter panel of Chase Johnson. They're able to hold on to it. 8 laps to go here on the Booty Scooter Racing channel. This time around, Kevin Tankos leads them across the line. It's going to be Tankos, Powers, Larson, and Robertson battling door to door here on the outside. Off of turn 2, down the back straightaway. Everybody looks like they're able to hold on to it here. Nicholas Maynard back out on the racetrack. He's trying to work this back bumper. This number 25 is Sean Williams. Meanwhile, here comes Jerry Powers looking to make a pass here, but Kyle Fountain goes around. Caution flag fly. Caution flag is out here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the number 59. Jim Fountain Racing, Tyler's Pub of the Pier, Chevy Camaro of Kyle Fountain. Big news this week in the Madness Racing League world. Kyle Fountain teaming up with John Michael Bryant to form a Toyota team next season. And that's the guy right behind him, John Michael Bryant. We'll check out Kyle Fountain here, see what the hell happened. He was working his way through turns 3 and 4 here. Looks like he just gets a little bit loose, steps out on him, and he steps on the gas to make sure he don't come back up in the traffic. Great driving from the number 59 of Kyle Fountain. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm hearing from the admin that one's going to take us to the overtime. So overtime coming from playoff race number 2 here in the Closeout Bats 150. Kyle Fountain gets loose off 4, goes around. Back in a moment, don't go nowhere. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the Madness Racing League Xfinity Series CloseoutBats.com 150. Shop over 50,000 baseball and softball bats and gloves today since 1992. Helping over 650,000 satisfied customers. Ladies and gentlemen, here is how they shake off the playoff format currently as they run. Nicholas Maynard won the race 2 weeks ago. He's got a spot in that championship race 2 weeks from now. Jerry Powers has led a race high 71 laps here tonight, adding to that 57-point total. Everett Larson's got an advantage here as well, as he's currently going to shake out. Looks like going to be the 3rd place spot here on this overtime restart. Ladies and gentlemen, what would you do for a chance at a spot in the championship race for the Madness Racing League Xfinity Series Season 2 the hottest iRacing league on the video game, on YouTube, on TikTok. We're getting ready to go racing here in overtime for the closeoutbats.com 150. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be one to go green next time around. We'll walk you through it. Kevin Tankos is going to be the race leader here. Bottom of the points leaderboard, as you just seen. Can he win his way to the championship race here and walk it off in playoff race number 2? That's the number 4, Budweiser Chevy Camaro. Will he have enough here in the overtime? Jerry Powers II has been on the back half of about 6 second place finishes. Overtime is not his friend. What will he do here for a chance at that championship playoff? Or does he hold it better here, knowing that he has that points advantage? Everett Larson in the number 001 Food City Stacking Pennies podcast Ford Mustang. The 14-year-old still maturing through his time here in racing. Will he keep his head on straight here, being the second one locked in on points? Or will he try to win the race here? Ty Robinson running part-time on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. The number 5 of Chase Johnson currently didn't have the race that he needed for playoff race number 1. Running great here right now. He'll restart in the 5th place spot here with a chance where something happens in front of him to win it here tonight. John Michael Bryan needing the race win here tonight. Hasn't run an Xfinity race since season 1. Can he do what it takes here? Peter the pace car will hang the left on the pit road. John Michael Bryan first out on point. Can he do what he needs to do? Finish in front of Chase Johnson here. Back green here in overtime on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the Madness Racing League Xfinity Series. Closeoutbats.com 150. Down the back straightaway off of turn 2. Looks like Kevin Tankos is going to be the guy in control. Down the back straightaway. Ladies and gentlemen, give it to Kevin Tankos off of turns 3 and 4. White flag is in the air this time, presented by AFLglobal.com. Everett Larson, the 14-year-old's got one final chance at the back bumper of Kevin Tankos. We'll make contact off of turns 3, 4, collect the bottom side of the apron. Everett Larson to get loose and go around. That's a big shot right there for Everett Larson. Jerry Powers to move up to the 2nd place spot here. Oh yeah, one more chance at the back bumper. Kevin Tankos come off the corner with the number 4, Kevin Tankos, and he will win his way to the championship race and go around here as he does it. Jerry Powers just needed one more lap as Kevin Tankos will smoke it across the start-finish line here. But that's without taking the checkered flag first. Kevin Tankos wins it here in the Richmond Raceway. What a finish there at the end. Everett Larson looked like he had a shot to make his way to the championship. Collects the bottom side of the racetrack and goes around. Ladies and gentlemen, Showtime Chase Johnson will round out the 4th place spot behind Ty Robinson in the 3rd place spot. John Smith bringing it down here as well. He'll get a top 5 after being rested a lap down in the Lucky Dog underneath the previous time. John Michael Bryan bringing it down pit road. Kyle Fountain. Nicholas Maynard's going to bring it here down pit road as well. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Tankos wins it here tonight, and he'll be racing in the championship race 2 weeks from now. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Tankos has just done the unthinkable here in his Jimmy John's Budweiser Chevy Camaro. Picks up the win at the Charlotte Roval to make sure he has a spot to race even in the playoffs. And from the bottom of the leaderboard, he will win it here tonight in Richmond. Ladies and gentlemen, it looks like everybody else is filling out here, getting ready to have the post-race show for the drivers' introductions. Jonathan Smith coming to congratulate the winner of Kevin Tankos. He'll pick his 2nd win up on the year. It looks like some of these guys are going to come join us in the front of the pack here. Ladies and gentlemen, we celebrate Kevin Tankos. He'll be the 2nd of the 4 drivers in the championship race a few weeks from now. From Hawthorne, New Jersey, the 20-year-old wins it here in Richmond. We'll be back in just a moment with the conclusion of tonight's post-race show, and you'll hear from your favorite driver, Kevin Tankos, as he gets ready to head over the victory lane. Bang! Welcome back here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel, live here from the Richmond Raceway on the Booty Scoot Racing channel for the closeout. That's 150, and we have just seen one hell of a race finish here tonight in overtime for playoff race number 2 here tonight. We got one more after this one, getting ready to crown our final drivers here. But ladies and gentlemen, without there going first, it was Kevin Tankos in the number 4 Budweiser Hawthorne Chevy Camaro from Hawthorne, New Jersey. In the Budweiser Chevy Camaro that picked up the victory here tonight at the Richmond Raceway in overtime. That was not after having a great stop off from the Budweiser pit guys down there, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like he's parked here on the front stretch and he's ready for his driver interview. We have a pit reporter down there with the number 4 of Kevin Tankos. Let's see what he had to say. Go ahead.
Here in Victory Lane at the Richmond Raceway for the closeoutvats.com 100. Here in Richmond, the Victory Lane is the number 4 Chevy Camaro of Kevin Tankos. Kevin, kind of walk us through your night here tonight, as we've seen you giving out free Budweisers and the fans on pre-race before tonight's show, as you'll bring home the victory here and lock yourself into the championship race, but it doesn't come without having to earn it around the number 99.
Yeah, honestly, an unexpected outcome for this race. Did a lot of preparation. Was hoping for maybe a top 5, but this is a better outcome than I could ever imagine. Went off strategy a little bit early in the run, but we managed to save the tires, and just got to give a shout out to pretty much everybody in the field for keeping it super clean. Just great racing. Got to give a big thanks to Terry in preparation for that bump and run on the last lap. Was able to keep Everett behind me, but still great racing from him. And just most of all, a little outside of sim racing, but just thoughts and prayers for a quick recovery to Connor Zilic.
Connor Zilic will tumble and fall, but Kevin Tankos will tumble his way to victory lane here in Richmond. We'll scoot down here the second-place finisher of Jerry Powers. Jerry, another second-place runner-up here tonight after leading the most laps. Kind of walk us through how you're feeling and how that closeoutvats.com Chevy Camaro was rolling through the corners for you.
Yeah, it was a good point today. Obviously a win would have been preferred, but, the 4 car was, just much better there on the longer runs. Pretty much had the short runs covered, but led a bunch of laps. And, to come home second, heading into the cutoff race, we'll take it.
Jerry Powers has the race sponsor on his race car here tonight. He'll bring home a podium finish. We'll scoot down here to the number 9 of Ty Robertson. Ty, kind of walk us through your night here, making your debut. How tough was it trying to drive around these playoff drivers as you're able to keep it clean here and race with a lot of respect, and it's gladly appreciated. You'll bring home the P3 spot.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Gerald and Kevin were definitely making it difficult up there. It was very difficult to take care of the tires in the long run. It was sliding everywhere. But, yeah, it was a great race from everyone up in the front. A lot of fun.
Ty Robertson locked and loaded, ready to come full-time possibly next season here in the Madness Races League. We'll scoot down here to the P4 driver. That's the number 5, STI Johnson Camaro of Chase Johnson. Chase, kind of walk us through your night here tonight. Not the night you was looking for a P4 on tonight, but without no James Fantlin here tonight and Everett Larson spinning there, you'll move up a good bit here in the point standings. We'll see how things shake out for you. One more race here to go at Auto Club. We know you're very fast. Kind of walk us through your night here.
Yeah, just not really the car we wanted today. Struggled with balance issues. It was just loose really the whole race. Could never really get on the throttle coming out of the corners. But yeah, we made the most out of the car. We tried to just chip at it all day, and we did what we could. But yeah, we get to go to Auto Club next race. It's one of my favorite tracks, and if we can just lock in there and do what we need to do, I feel like we have a good shot at making the championship race. We just got to have a good day and execute. But just want to thank all the sponsors, STI, Valvoline, Chevy, Floor Racing, for getting us here. And thanks to all you guys in the booth for all you do. You guys do a hell of a job, and we appreciate it, and we'll see you again in a couple weeks.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you got an extra $100 laying around 2 weeks from now, I'd put it on Chase Johnson at the Auto Club Speedway. We'll scoot down here to the P5, top 5 finisher of the night, Jonathan Smith. You're going to have to walk me through this one, big guy. Your number 13 Premier Setup Camaro was stupid fast here tonight. You'll go down almost 2 laps on strategy, but you're able to battle back here with the cautions for a top 5. Kind of walk us through it.
Yeah, I actually put in a little bit of practice time for this. Didn't work out. Had a strategy coming in and messed up the qualifying tremendously. Just kind of started back further than I wanted to. Got to, I think, the 23 a little bit, pushed me to the grass and took some damage there. But tried a different strategy to try to lead some laps. I knew I was probably going to be out next race, so I was trying to lead a lot of laps or at least win. So I was going to hold out for a little bit, but those guys are just really fast on fresh tires, so I can only hold them on for about 7 laps. Fell back 2 laps. Wasn't super concerned about it because I knew it would probably cycle out with fresh tires, and just didn't work out that way. But congrats to Kevin. I know we practiced a little bit before this. He was really fast there, too, so good win for him. Shot at 8XI Racing, Nap Day Racing, Premier Setup Shops, and Engine 4 Coffee, and my spotter, Hunter Foley, up there in the booth.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the number 13 of Jonathan Smith. He'll bring home the final P5 spot here tonight in the CloseoutBats.com 100 here from the Richmond Raceway. Back up to the booth.
Ladies and gentlemen, back up here to the booth on the Booty Scoot Racing channel. We'll bring up the final results here tonight. See if we can't bring up a little bit of music. I know I'm one boring fellow, and you guys don't want to listen to me just rip and ramble for no reason. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's winner was Kevin Tankos. I mean, I just almost baffled here from the long run speed from the Chevy Camaro from the Rush Motorsports machine, the 81XI entry of Terry Hughes Jr. not having the night that he was winning, and that was Kevin Tankos' biggest battle here all year long with Terry Hughes Jr. Their rivals, but Kevin Tankos will get the playoff win here tonight. He'll join Nicholas Maynard in the championship race 4 weeks from now at the Homestead Miami Speedway. Jerry Powers loses his 5th race here on the Booty Scoot Racing channel here with after leading almost 100 plus or more laps. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to imagine sometime it would come around for Jerry Powers, and he'll be back in victory lane before you know it. 2 Rush Motorsports Chevy Camaros round out the top 2. Ty Robertson makes his Booty Scoot Racing channel debut here tonight at the Richmond Raceway. He'll get a top 3 podium spot. Great run for the Best Buy number 9. Chase Johnson's got some work to do here tonight at the Richmond Raceway. Got a little bit of it done here. He'll finish where he started in the 4th place spot for the Chase Johnson Racing number 5 STI Johnson Camaro. Ladies and gentlemen, we do have those point standings here. We'll pull them up after we conclude this here. Jonathan Smith and his Nap Daddy Racing number 13 Premier Setups machine went down 2 laps but came back to finish for a top 5 spot. The boogeyman of John Michael Bryant, your mom's favorite driver from Greer, South Carolina, brought the speed here tonight. And we had all the moms ripping their shirts off, showing us those big honkers as John Michael Bryant ripped around the racetrack all night long. Sean Williams in that number 25 from East Windsor, the playoff driver, had some work to do coming into tonight's event. He'll finish behind the boogeyman here in the 7th place spot. Kyle Fountain, Big Country from Clemson, South Carolina, didn't have the hillbilly stuff that he was looking for tonight inside of that race car. He'll round out the top 8 spot in that Jim Fountain Racing number 59. Nicholas Maynard won the race 2 weeks ago at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. He's already racing for a championship at the Homestead Miami Speedway. The only thing that'll happen tonight for the kid, he'll figure out another person he'll be racing against at Homestead. We're looking for that race here in the next couple of weeks. See Nicholas Maynard 2 weeks from now at Auto Club. He'll get the 9th place spot here tonight. Blake Hochschild drops a cylinder about 22 laps into tonight's event here. Just not the kind of season that Blake Hochschild has been hoping for. Playoffs here tonight. It's not happening the way he goes. Some big damage and possibly a team meeting coming possibly first thing Monday morning for that Paint Hoss machine as Blake Hochschild not having the race that he was looking for. P10 here tonight. Everett Larson, mere inches from the victory here tonight, coming in the final closing corners. Had every chance to move Kevin Tankos for the race win, but didn't. Everett Larson showing the respect here tonight. He'll catch the bottom side of the apron and go around from P2 to P11 for the kid of Everett Larson. The 14-year-old is going to have some big work to do here in the following weeks. Terry Hughes Jr. just not having it here tonight at the Richmond Raceway. Said that he wished that they would fill this place up to the brim with water and have a Bassmaster Classics fishing tournament out of it. He hates Richmond Raceway. Can't wait to get out of here. P12 for Terry Hughes. Dominic Solano will make his debut here tonight in the number 62 Silver Bullet for the Coors Light Chevy Camaro from Wauchula, Florida. Just not having the race that he was looking for. Him and Terry Hughes Jr. banged doors there. He'll finish 21 laps down. Nick Crawford finally back out from being on the road. Truck driver during the week, race car driver on the weekend. Finally able to get back out here on the weekend from Buckhannon, West Virginia. A large car, Nick Crawford, will get a little loose there a couple laps into the night's event and go around and smash in the front end of that 48 machine. And he'll get the final 14th place spot here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it here tonight for the Madness Racing League Xfinity Series Season 2 Playoffs Race number 2 out of 3, and we will pull you up the point standings after tonight. So this is how they currently sit after the conclusion of tonight's race. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Tankos will lock himself in with Nicholas Maynard, and join these two will go ahead and lock their spots at the Homestead Miami Speedway. Which other two 2 weeks from now at the Auto Club Speedway will be the remaining two to lock themselves in there with the kid of Nicholas Maynard and Kevin Tankos? Jerry Powers will join up there big time with a points lead, 100 and looks like going to be 13 points to the good. Everett Larson will leave Richmond here tonight, 4 points to the good over John Michael Bryant. John Michael Bryant's got a little bit of work to do 2 weeks from now at the Auto Club Speedway, where he could definitely make up that 4-point gap difference. 12 points back for Chase Johnson, 14 for John Smith. Sean Williams will go 19 points back. Blake Koschall with some trouble here tonight will go 21 points back, and James Fountain doesn't even show up to the racetrack here tonight. He'll be back 29 points. Some major work for James Fountain. Almost a must-win for James here the next coming weeks. Ladies and gentlemen, if I had to put my money on somebody, it would be Chase Johnson and Everett Larson. Absolutely, I guarantee, going to put on a show for you folks 2 weeks from now at the Auto Club Speedway. Anything can happen, though. Anybody can do anything. Lead as many laps as possible, and it's not over till it's over. Ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it here tonight from the Richmond Raceway. This has been the Madness Racing League Xfinity Series Playoff Race number 2, live from the Richmond Raceway, and it saw Kevin Tankos win his way to that championship race. And we go back out here on the front stretch. These are the two championship guys locked in. Who will join them 2 weeks from now? We'll see you, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like going to be Wednesday night for the Madness Racing League Next Gen Race, live here on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel for the Stars and Stripes Memorial Race from the Charlotte Motor Speedway. It is going to be one hell of a show, and you don't want to miss it. Be back after that Thursday night for the TNA Truck Series, live here as well on the Booty Scoot Racing Channel. So make sure you head over to the YouTube page in the top right of your screen and follow and subscribe to the YouTube page so you can find all of the races there. Heading to North Wilkesboro for the Truck Series next week. We'll see you there.